What is up, everyone? My name is Morsi and welcome back to my channel. Now, this channel is all about creating your own reality through your spiritual awakening process. And today I would like to discuss this profound concept called Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. And I would like to share this powerful secret behind intention, something that I have been using in my life, and I have been seeing the progress in my own thought energy, and I have been seeing the progress in my own personal transformation, and how I've been experiencing and what I have been experiencing in my own physical reality. Now, reality transurfing is essentially shifting lifelines or gliding across something called the alternative space. This alternative space is an infinite information field that holds all possible alternatives to all the possible events that could occur. So essentially, the alternative space holds all the information for everything that ever was and for everything that ever will be. And for lifelines, when I think of that, it is the life in which we are dwelling in. It's the experience in which we are having. And when we shift that, it means that we are now understanding that there are alternatives to the way we are thinking, and that we can choose to believe in other alternatives and know that there are infinite alternatives to what we believe. So when we expand the parameters of our thought energy, we can shift lifelines and begin to create our own reality, or to create our own destiny. So in Reality Transurfing, Vadim Zeland speaks about the law of balance. Now, this is when there is excess potential of energy in any form. And when this happens, there is this balance force that comes in to equalize this imbalance. Now, we have this excess potential due to our thought energy overvaluing something and giving way too much importance to something. So, for example, there's something called inner importance. Inner importance is when we give ourselves too much value. It's when we find that we are superior to someone whenever we feel that way, or we feel like whatever it is that we do is way more important than what someone else does. That's when this balance force comes in and gives you the opposite of what you believe. It's like a slap in the face. It's a reality check. And then we have outer importance. When you give too much outside of yourself, too much importance. So when there is a goal that you want to reach so bad, and you'll do whatever it takes to get there, it doesn't matter, it's so important to you and nothing else matters, that is when this balance force comes in and gives you the opposite. Because we are supposed to look at things in a neutral point of view, so that we can be the observer of our life rather than the reactor. Because when we react, that is when we bring about importance. And that is when we bring about this excess potential. So when it comes to intention, intention is focusing on the process, opposed to desire, which focuses on the goal. Now, desire is pure excess potential. It's solely focusing on the goal. When we have a desire, we are creating this imbalance in the information field, because everything in the information field is valued at equal importance. Everything in the information field is valued at equal importance. So it's us as humans that come in and give these concepts. Something is good, bad, satisfactory, dissatisfaction. It's we who put on this judgment for these things that occur in these events and experiences and circumstances that happen in our physical reality. So when it comes to intention, intention means that we already believe that everything we want is already in the bag. It's already happened and we're chilling and we don't have much to worry about. But when we're thinking about desire, desire is just focusing on that goal, and it's bringing about this importance and putting on too much value. And when we overvalue something, we are less likely to get it, due to this law of balance, and also due to the fact that when we overvalue something, we feel like it's so difficult to get. This reminds me of Gary Vee, this amazing entrepreneur. He says that 99% of the things don't matter, and that he is very unemotional when it comes to working in his business. And for me, I can see in that point why he is successful, because he is not overvaluing what it is he is working on. He is not adding to it much importance. He is seeing it as normal. He is seeing it as neutral, and he's just allowing things to flow. Because when you put too much importance on something, when you overvalue something, and when you desire something, there's a lot of chatter in your mind, and you are not able to build up creative energy in order for you to push forward, because you are thinking too much. Essentially, when you want something so bad, you subconsciously don't believe that you're actually going to get it, because someone who believes that they are going to get something is chill, calm, and collected. And that is essentially what intention is, believing that everything is already in the bag. Now, reality transurfing also defines two types of intention. There is inner intention, where we work towards our goals. It's where we try to impact the outside world in order to bring about our goals. And then there's outer intention. And outer intention is simply where the goal is just realized so that it can materialize into our reality. We have no control over outer intention. Outer intention just happens. It's those things where when we want something to happen and it just happens out of nowhere, this is due to this outer intention manipulating and conspiring to make these things happen, and to just open the door for us. It's when we exert little to no energy in order to get what it is that we would like to see in our physical reality. Now, we are more likely to activate outer intention when our mind and our heart are aligned. And here's the thing about our mind. Our mind, it loves to control everything, right? It loves to create these problems for it to solve all the time. And a lot of the time it is our mind that is creating this chatter in our mind. And our heart is directly linked to this alternative space. It's directly linked to this information field. But if we can get our mind and our heart to work together in harmony, we are more likely to activate this outer intention, making it so that we can exert as little energy as possible in order to create our own reality, to create our own destiny. And when your heart and your mind are aligned, you're just moving. You're going at it. Because when I think about, in my experience, when my heart and my mind is aligned, I'm not really worried about what can happen to ruin this. I'm to ruin my process. I'm not worrying about failure or any negative side effects of what's happening. My mind is just taking action. What is my next step? My mind is fully in the process, and that's when I feel my creative energy just burst and expand. I feel myself in this flow state. Once again, outer intention is something we can't control. It is what makes our goals become realized for the individual. And it is what pushes us and what moves us onto these different lifelines into the alternative space. And once again, in order to activate that, in order to work with that, our mind and our heart must be aligned. Now, what reality transurfing says is that when we begin a new project, or when we start something that our intuition has brought to us, it's to confront the fact that there's a possibility of failure. Not to dwell on it, but just to confront it. Because think about a time when you tried to avoid anything, when you tried to avoid a person or tried to avoid an event. When you try to avoid something, you are actively using your thought energy to make sure that you don't come into contact with this event or thing that or person you're trying to avoid. So when you confront this idea and say, you know what, yeah, this is a possibility, but you say, you know what, I have a plan B, or I trust that if this goes down, then you know what, something else is going to be brought to me. When you confront that and then you build upon a plan B and you forget about the fact that failure even exists, then that's when you can work towards working with inner and outer intention in order to create your destiny, in order to create your reality. Ultimately, the powerful secret behind this intention is to lessen your importance. So you can equalize the value, so you're not overvaluing something. And so you're not feeling this doubt. Because remember, whenever you feel a certain doubt, whenever you feel worry, whenever you feel this worry within your skill set and your competency to make something happen, that is desire. And desire is excess potential. Think in a way where this thing is already yours, whatever it is you want. If it's a relationship, if it's financial freedom, if it's achieving your goals, whatever it may be, feel it as though it is normal. Feel it as though it is already yours. Reduce the importance. Do not overvalue. And when you're feeling doubt, challenge that and just be like, why am I feeling doubt? What is it that is making me feel doubt? Is it that I don't believe I deserve this? Is it that I don't believe that I am worthy? Because remember, you are in control of your destiny. You have the power to create your own reality. And that is this beauty behind being a human being. It's this beauty behind being this infinite, ever-changing spirit in this temporary human body. So I hope today's video resonates with you. I hope you left here with a better understanding of the power of intention and what it means to create your own reality. I will most definitely be speaking on this concept a lot more because it has brought such profound changes into my personal reality, and I want it so much for you to understand it as well. So I hope that today's video resonates with you, and I hope that you learned all that you could. My name is Morsi, and until next time, peace.